and wellness practices embedded in indigenous worldview, it is very gratifying. Yeah. So again, good morning and thank you for being here. This is a short presentation. I would like just to give an overview. So, yeah. So, I will just share what is the characteristics of this worldview. No. First, the characteristics of the worldview, and then next slide, please. And then the elements of the indigenous worldview. So there are 4 elements of the worldview that I will be presenting. And then, next please. I would like you always to remember this circle. Small circle, big circle. You know the song? Okay, so it's very important, this circle, because it in a way describes holism in the culture. So, one pa lang to, no? The introduction of what I'm going to talk about this morning. And then, I will be looking at the connectedness, relationship of ourselves, our physical body, and to our emotions, thoughts, and spirituality. And also, what earlier, Doc Penny has already introduced us, the importance of interconnectedness and relationship of individual, community to the land, the individual, the community amongst other members of the community. And this is something new. This is where our paradigm will shift. It is actually the relationship and interconnectedness of the individual, community, and the unseen spirits. And when we talk about unseen spirits, we're talking about God, we're talking about ancestor spirits, and we are talking about nature spirits. Okay, so this is the short introduction of what I'm going to talk about. From here, I would like to read my presentation just to be sure that I am within the time. So health and well-being is embedded in Cordillera Indigenous Peoples' worldview. This worldview has been passed on through example and orally from elders to the young, from generation to generation. Doc Penny has also mentioned this. However, because of its colonial history, Cordillera Indigenous Worldview is discriminated against and seen as an inferior set of knowledge to Western-based knowledge and allopathic medicine. Presently, indigenous health and well-being practices are still being done alongside Western allopathic medicine. And of course, this is the reality today. The Cordillera Indigenous Worldview is the result of thousands of years of experimentation, Dr. Penny, practice, and innovation. It has been adapted to the mountainous environment of the Cordillera region. This worldview is characterized by wholeness, again, interconnectedness, and harmony with the land and environment, the unseen spirits, and the community. So our circles, small circles, big circle. Can we go to that? So let us look at this. At the center is being rooted in the land. And then the next circle is belonging to a community. And the outer circle is connected to the unseen. Very important because it is really a guiding light in relation to Cordillera Indigenous Worldview. The people are rooted in the land. That includes mountains, rivers, streams, springs, natural resources, plants and animals, and the environment. The indigenous peoples of the Cordillera are dependent on the land for their subsistence and survival, food, shelter, clothing, medicines, and other needs. In return, they have developed an attitude of caring, deep respect, gratitude, and responsibility for the land and its resources. Yes, they live a simple life originally, practicing restraint in gathering the fruits of the land to get only what is needed and leave the rest for others. They place great value on frugality, industry, hard work, and look at honest labor as a blessing and a way of showing gratitude and giving back to the earth which nurtures them. So, rooted in the land. The indigenous peoples of the Cordillera are connected to and respect the unseen beings, the outer circle. As again I said, that the unseen beings or the unseen spirit beings include the Supreme God, the ancestor spirits, the nature spirits, and also a person's soul or spirit. The Cordillera Indigenous peoples are sensitive to the loving presence of the divine in the world around them. Their ancestral lands and territories are considered sacred ground where the unseen spirits live among the humans. The second circle, belonging to community. Let me ask, and also a point for reflection, do we belong to a community? Because in modern society, there are many young people who are separated from community. So this is very important. That's why also it's a point when we are talking about emotional, psychological health. We need to have community. Peoples belong to a community that includes family, clan, or kinship group, and extends to inter-community relations. The community and the values that the people hold provide physical, psychological, and spiritual support. The community values individual and community cooperation and contribution to the common good. Outsiders are welcomed and treated with respect by indigenous communities, but are also expected to cooperate. So, Cordillera Indigenous Worldview is also evident in the values that they practice in their everyday life. So, I will just give you 3 examples. The practice of binadang or mutual help, especially in vital events like birth, weddings, death, ensure physical and emotional and spiritual support in these critical times. Binadang is also practiced in occasions that require heavy manual labor, like building a house, planting, and harvesting rice. There is also sharing of one's harvest, like the sagaok, sharing of gold ore production with women and children. There is also the value and practice of inayan, or paniyo, among the indigenous peoples of the Cordillera. It's a form of social control to ensure harmony, peace, and order. Inayan is kangkanae, paniyo is kalinga, and paniyo is ifugao. These are terms meaning taboo, meant to prevent a person from doing something bad to others, to the unseen spirits, and to the environment. Otherwise, something bad will also happen to the doer. It is inayan to be disrespectful, to steal, to kill. It is inayan to pollute drinking water sources. It is paniyo to intrude into abodes of unseen spirits. It is also an expression uttered to warn someone not to execute an evil plan, break an existing custom and beliefs. Another value is kasyana. Kasiyanan. Sorry for that. I have been asking the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation, and I get different pronunciations. Okay? Kasiyanan is another indigenous value that means assurance of a better future amidst a negative situation. It is being positive, born out of a trust in the unseen spirits. The word is to wish someone well or to express one's sympathy to someone in mourning. And when you feel unlucky or fighting a battle no one knows about, you can whisper to yourself, it's all right. Kasi yan. It also means things will be better. Another value is actually bain or shame. It is also a common value that controls behavior. Don't kill or hurt others. This will cause shame to you and your family. These are some of the values. There are many values that indicate indigenous people's worldview that has bearing on health and wellness. In the indigenous people's worldview, therefore, there is good health and well-being when there is harmony, Doc Penny, good relationships or interconnectedness of the individual with his or her body, feelings, emotions, thoughts, and spirit or soul. The individual with other people, family, extended family or household, kinship group or clan, the community or ili, and inter-community. And another important relationship and interconnectedness is the individual and community with the land and its resources. And fourth, the individual and community with the unseen spirits, meaning God, the ancestor spirits, and nature spirits. Let us look at this interconnectedness. Wholeness or connectedness of a person to his or her body, feelings and emotions, thought and soul means a person takes care of his or her physical body, feelings and emotions and thoughts by being contented and being positive. Taking care of the physical body includes eating nutritious food, doing productive work, regular exercise, and good relationship with others. Interesting. Good relationship with others. Kaya kung may kaaway po kayo at may sakit kayo, maybe it's good to reflect. Okay? Doing productive work includes, but is not limited to tending the farm, home gardens, and rice terraces, and clan woodlots and watersheds. The separation of the spirit from the body will also cause illness or disease. Therefore, rituals have to be performed to reconnect the spirit to the living person and restore wellness and wholeness. Okay? So, next is the harmony and peace of interconnectedness among individuals, families, and communities. This is being promoted by various practices such as binadang, kasinayan, bain, and other values. Sorry, Doc Perry. Aside from this, the people of Kalinga and Sadange and Bontog also have the budong, the fochong, or peace pact, a complex institution of ensuring peace, safety, and harmony between villages. So, the peace pact, the budong, the fochong, has a component of ensuring wellness and health because it also ensures that a person is safe physically. So, of course, in common Western medicine, we don't have something like this. This is the value of a good relationships and harmony in between communities or inter-community. Next, we will look at the connectedness of the individual and community with the land. Of course, it is characterized as taking care and nurturing the land. And when this is done, the land takes care of the people's sustenance and gives life. Nature is healing and a source of healing materials. So examples are the use of medicinal plants, both wild plants and weeds from the forest and fields, the use of healing oils, lana, coconut oil for healing, the use of water, mineral stones, hot springs for healing, such as the Mainit Hot Springs in Mountain Province, the Asin Hot Springs in Asin, here in Baguio. And of course, the use of sapoy, the breath or energy, and saliva for healing. Next, we look at harmony and good relationships or interconnectedness of the individual community, the individual and the community with the unseen spirits, God, ancestor spirits, and nature spirits. And of course, this is closely related with the land because indigenous peoples believe that springs, rivers, forests, mountains, trees, and even agricultural fields and home gardens are abodes of unseen spirit beings. Recognition and respect for the unseen in nature is shown by asking permission and performance of ritual offerings and prayers to ensure safe use of resources from the earth, such as gold, silver, water, plants, and animals from the forest. Aside from this, it is of course inayan to pollute or dirty springs or to be even rowdy or noisy in these areas. So spirits and ancestor spirits are also guides in healing through signs, dreams, and visions. Through this, causes of illness are identified and rituals are prescribed for healing a sick person. The rituals, all involving prayers and offerings, are integral to the life of the indigenous person and community. Various rituals are performed mostly as thanksgiving to mark the milestones in life and ensure connectedness, health, and well-being. At birth, when the cord falls off, during weddings, at death, and even after life. Rituals such as the Bagnas are also performed as thanksgiving for bountiful harvest and also to ensure a bountiful harvest. Let's go back to our big circle, small circle in red. Again, I would like you to remember these three connectedness or wholeness. Rooted in the land, belonging to community, connected to the unseen. With this vision, the symbol in our mind, let us remember indigenous people's worldview. Thank you.